he has an Xbox, others have PlayStations, so I suppose I'll say Xbox. He's always had an Xbox for 4 years, 5 years. He's had FIFA, wrestling. It's always been, you know, he'd go up maybe for an hour and play it, and then he'd come down and join in the family and sport, do his rugby. If I was cooking, he'd help me cook. But then Fortnite came along. It is 12s, and Leo's nearly 11. I'm not super strict. There's a bit of give and take. Let him play it. All the other mums were letting him play it. All the guys in school, so we let him play it.
So it was the mood change. This is what you noticed. Yeah. Because at Christmas you play a little bit of Xbox, and you, like you said, you integrate into the family. All perfectly normal. As of Christmas, this came along and bang!
It was like... just after Christmas, so it's only 8 weeks.
Yeah,
and it came along. It took a couple of weeks. I am strict with him. I've always had 2 hours Friday, 2 hours Saturday, 2 hours Sunday is kind of my thing.
I mean, you're pretty lucky to get that, really.
Yeah. But I never even had to enforce that with FIFA or with any of the other games. But with this, they start playing it, and so I'd say, OK, Leo, you can play from 6 to 8. And I'd go up at 8, I'd go up at 7:45, and I'd say, OK, time is up, 15 minutes left. OK, Mum, OK. I'd go up at 8 then. No, you said 9:30. No, I'm in the top 5. It's just...
So why do you think, I mean, Leah, why do you think that happened? Why do you think it sort of affected you like that?
I don't know, really. It's just like this game, it kind of sucks you in, and when you don't want to die, and like other FIFA games and stuff, you're just like, oh, yeah, fine, it's not very exciting. That game's just so exciting, and everything's boring.
It's kind of a great advert for the game,
I didn't like being dragged away from it when I was playing.
Yeah, I had to give you a warning.
But you're limited by the amount of games time you can play. Each game lasts about 20 minutes before the world shrinks completely, and so you can get in an hour. You can get three games in, can't you?
Yeah.
Not enough? And is it all about being at the top of the scoreboard?
Well, there's different levels and new skins you can get and stuff, so everyone goes like, oh, I'm on level 56 and everything, and then you try...
So it's competitive.
Yeah.
So when you realise, and I think you did realise, hang on a second, this is actually changing me, I'm becoming someone different, what did you decide to do? Right, that's it, limit how many times I was going to play, or I'm going to stop?
Well, Leo didn't really realise. I mean, I had to tell him, you're not acting the way you've always acted. Like, it started... I would then pull him off at 8 o'clock, when the time. But the game is so full of energy and adrenaline that when you pull them off...
Loads of games are.
But this is different. They are screaming at the television. They are hiding. They're calling each other's names. They're hiding in bases. They're living in it. All their friends are in it. It's just different. I have no problem with it for 16-year-olds or adults. No problem. But these guys they don't think it's the real world, but they're living in it with their friends. And then when they try and come out of it and come downstairs, everything's boring. Do you want to help me cook? No, that's boring.
Real life can't compete.
Do you want to do rugby? It can't compete. No, I'm not doing it.
So what do you want now, then? How much time are you allowed now?
Well, I got it taken off me, and she's deleting it, but I'm...
Oh. How do you feel about
I'm fine.
How do you feel that it's just over there in the corner of our studio?
Well, I didn't really like it at first, but then after like a day or two, I was like, oh, this is kind of nice.
To be back to normal.
Yeah.
Integrating back into society. Well, thank you, both of you.
Thank you.
You've been getting in touch with some of your comments, haven't you?
Yes, and I made this for my son to do tasks before and after school. Once he ticks them all for the day, he gets 1 hour on Fortnite. It's working great, and there's no more nagging, says Lewis. Cheryl says, I definitely think that gaming in general has had a negative impact on my family. My son gets aggressive, saying that he's going to smash up things. I take his games console and computer away.
Samantha says, Fortnite is the best babysitter I've ever had. It is annoying to try and get them off it, but no worse than any other game. Of course, their homework and chores are done first, but I don't see any harm in them playing it.
Well, we've been running a poll all morning. Are you worried about the effect the game has had on your children? 58% of those who took part, it's now just changed to 59, have say no.